So tonight we're just kind of calming, slowing the mind as we just finish off the week, and all while building strength, focusing on our breath, and just finding calm and stillness within ourselves. So as we make a start, just coming to our comfortable seated position, whether the legs are crossed or they're out in front. Now, just as a challenge for tonight, if you've got the legs crossed, just cross them the other way. So it'll be not your normal way. Probably feels a little bit odd, but let's just try and balance everything up. And as we sit here, just finding the spine long and light. As we exhale, just rooting down through the sit bones. Just tuning into our breath. You can let the eyes gently close if it's comfortable. As we just let the mind begin to calm and still. Any thoughts that enter, without judgments, just letting them drift away. And focusing only on our breath. Hearing the sounds that each breath makes as the chest rises and expands. And as we exhale, as the chest contracts, as the breath leaves us. Just observing this flow of breath with each inhale and each exhale. And just over time, you may observe the breath as it begins to slow as the body settles and the mind calm. Just being perfectly still and observing the peace and stillness within the body. And on our next inhale, in your time, and take a nice big breath as we fill the chest, the ribs and the tummy. As we hold that in just for a second, and then gently exhaling as the tummy contracts, the ribs and finally the lungs. As we repeat 3 more times. Long, deep inhale, moment of pause, and a gentle exhale. And when you've had your 3, letting the breath return to normal, finding that spine nice and long, observing the difference in the breath now, without any judgments, just noticing the quality of it. And then let's begin to move as we combine breath with movement. So with that spine nice and long, as we exhale, just gently twisting the head as we look over any shoulder. As we hold it here, breathing in tall through the chest. As we root down on the exhale, and inhale back to center. As we repeat the other side, exhaling over. Finding that length on the inhale. And on the next inhale, drawing the head back to center. As we continue, as we exhale, looking up this time, not holding, inhaling back to center. As we exhale, looking down. Back to center on the inhale. As we exhale, drawing any ear to any shoulder as we stretch the side and back. And exhale to the final side. And as we inhale back, we'll repeat it all again. So as we exhale, twisting over as we hold. Inhaling that length, rooting down on the exhale. Inhaling back to center. And the other side as we twist across, finding our length. As we inhale back. And then exhale as we look up, stretching the front. As we inhale back. As we exhale down, stretching the back of the neck. Inhaling back. As we exhale, lowering an ear to a shoulder. And back. And final side. And as we inhale back, just enjoying the stillness for a breath, you can begin to roll those shoulders off a little if you like. You can bring the neck in with it as well, observing where you've worked. And then, as we gently come back to stillness, ready to stretch into the sides. Now, if you wish, you can keep the legs this way, or you can bring them to your normal way. Your choice. You can see some of us taking the plunge. And then, as we draw the arms down to the side, ready for a side stretch. As we inhale, lifting one up, pointing that arm up. As we exhale, crawling the other arm out. As we bend over, the arm and the floor can be straight or a bend in that elbow. As we inhale, can we reach this top arm? As we exhale, releasing into the bend. And on our next inhale, let's challenge the core. So as we inhale, let's lift both arms up using the core muscles. Reaching the others up. As we exhale, as the other one falls, and going over to the other side. Inhale as we reach that top arm. As we exhale, giving in. Lovely. And inhale, working the core. Both arms up. Palms together. As we exhale, down through heart center. Lovely. Finding the spine nice and lengthened. And as we exhale, you can just release the hands as we send both of these legs out wide. So sending them out, can be in closer or wider if you wish, but flick those toes up, stretching the back of the legs, and take a bend in these knees if you feel you need. As we settle in here, finding that length in the spine, to the shoulders dropping as we root down through the hips. And again, let's inhale, both arms up. Those palms come together. And on the exhale, twisting over any leg and folding over, reaching down. You may touch the toes, or you can bend that knee and just let the hands land where they land. As we hold it here, as we inhale, making space in the spine. As we exhale, just releasing in a little further. And a big inhale as we work our way up, using that core again. Reaching up. Exhale, other leg, folding over, whether the hands are on the floor or touching the toes. We hold it here. Breathing that spine in longer in the inhale, and releasing down on the exhale. Lovely. And again, big inhale up. Hands up tall. Now, exhale down the middle. You can reach these arms out. Again, touch the toes or wherever they land. Bend the knees if you need. Letting the head hang nice and loose. As you breathe in tall into the chest, and exhale and release. Lovely. And again, big inhale up. Those palms together as we exhale, gently down to heart center. So shoulders drop, nice and long. And then from here, we'll work our way through to all fours. Any way you like, or you can cross the legs as you roll over those knees. Taking your time. And as you come through, it's finding those knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders. And if you prefer, you can come on to fists. As you settle into the position here, finding the spine nice and long, and that chin slightly tucked in. As we work in cat, as we inhale, curling from the base of the spine as we look up to the ceiling. As we exhale, again curling from the base, as we look down at the mat or through the legs. Do you repeat breath by breath? Inhale as you reach up, and exhale as you fold down. And as you move, you can take a deep bend in the elbows if you wish, making it a scooping-like movement, but just taking the time to feel through each of the vertebrae in the spine as we compress the discs and then make space between them. Such a simple move. So good for energizing the spine. Now, when you've worked evenly, you exhale, folding down. From here, just sending the hips back towards the heels into your child pose. Maybe you prefer to widen the knees. You sink the chest and head down to the mat. Just letting everything be nice and loose, calm and still. Tuning into the breath. And just drawing the attention to the lower back. Just feeling it release. Now, if they're not already, just have the arms reached out in front, Not overly stretched, just comfortable. And on an inhale, just going to lift the palms so we're on our fingertips. All the while the chest and head still sinking down. Just feeling that stretch, just move up the spine. As we hold just for a few breaths. As we exhale, planting those palms back down. As we slowly inhale, back up into our all fours. Ready to lift up into dog. Taking your time as you come up. And then as we plant the toes under. And on a big inhale, as we power through the legs, lifting those hips up. As we exhale, sinking the chest and head through. Let the head hang nice and loose. And if you wish, you may walk from foot to foot. So you lower one heel and then the other, stretching into the back of the legs. You can lower down at any point that you wish. And if you're still walking, coming back to stillness, just for a breath. As we exhale, gently lowering back down to our all fours. And planting those palms again. As we get ready to gently work into the core. Now remember, if it's too much for the wrists, come on to those fists. And if not, as we inhale, let's just send one leg back, in line with the hip, toes pointing down. As we exhale, lowering it back in place. For the other leg, as we inhale, sending that one out. Exhaling it down. And then moving to the arms. As we inhale, reaching one arm out. And exhaling it down. Other arm. As we inhale and reach. And exhale down. Now, can we do an arm and a leg at the same time? So first, inhale, send one leg out. Then can we bring the opposite arm? Don't try and use the same arm. And exhale, lowering it down. Opposite side. Inhale the opposite leg out. Then that arm. Exhale it down. Once more to each side. Inhale, arm and leg out. Exhale it down. Other side. Inhale and reach. Exhale down. Now, same move. So first, inhale the first arm and leg out. Holding it here. So this time on the exhale, can we draw the knee and elbow together? So as we exhale, curling down, they may touch or they might come close. Inhale and reach. Exhale down. Other side. As we inhale that arm and leg out. Exhale as we curl and reach. Curl in. As we inhale and reach. Exhale down. Once more to each side. Reaching out in the inhale. Exhale and curl. And reach. And down. Final side. Inhale as we reach. Exhale as we curl. And reach. And down. Lovely. Final move. We're going to come into a lunge. So I think you might see why we've done all this. So inhale that first leg out. Remember, if it's too much in the wrist, come onto your fist. Now, exhale. Bend that leg as we scoop it through into our lunge. There we go. And shifting all that weight forward. So you can adjust so that knee and ankle are in alignment. Now, a lot of the weight should be on the leg. So if the hands are on the floor, it's mainly for balance. So we just hold it here for a few breaths. Just allowing those hips to release in. And they gently open with time. And then, well, first, before we move, if you wish, you can tuck the back toes under. You lengthen that leg out. Maybe that knee is happier on the floor. And this is a maybe. You can stay here. Or if you like, can we inhale as we lift ourselves up? Those palms can just rest on. Now that's really quite strong in the hips. Breathing in tall in this chest. I think that's enough. Let's exhale, back down. And you can lower that back leg. We'll just open into a twist. So planting the opposite palm of the front foot. Now again, whether it's fingertips or fists. As we inhale, opening up. So this chest nice and open. Looking up if you're balanced. As you inhale into this open lung. And exhale, gently back down. Inner lunge. And then we'll move into pigeon. So gently inhale, just walking the hips back. And the palms just so we can make space. So this front ankle is just going to bend in. So that foot might go beyond the knee. So you can lower this knee back down. Now, I appreciate this is a bit of a hard one. Wiggle that foot back so we're lowering the hips down. There we go. We're there. So this front heel is just kind of tucked into the hips. Now you can be in palms or fingertips. Just breathe in nice and tall. As we exhale, just sinking the hips down. There's an awful lot going on here. Tuning into the breath. And as we exhale, we're just going to fold over this front thigh. So you can gently walk the palms forward. Now it doesn't matter if the arms are reached out or you're on your elbows. Just letting the head hang nice and loose. Just tuning into the breath. Just letting everything settle. As the body gently eases with each exhale. And then slowly inhaling, walking our way back up, just very briefly. Now you can come out any way that you like, but you can walk that back foot forward so you've got enough space to send this leg back. Now you might just want to give everything a little wiggle and shake off. So we loosen it off. That was one side. And let's work our way into the other. That's how we did it. So, whenever you're ready, let's inhale that other leg out. Exhale, bending it up, scooping it under into our lunge. As we sink that weight forward. So that knee and ankle are in alignment on this side. Just letting time and gravity ease us down here. Breathing in tall in the chest. As we exhale, sinking down. And as before, if you want to tuck those back toes under, as you lengthen that leg, you can. And again, optional, you can inhale, breathing in tall. Those palms rest on the thigh, sinking down. Use the breath to calm and still. And then exhale. All back down. As we drop that back knee and tucking the toes, planting the opposite front palm. We inhale, reaching over the front leg. You look up if you're balanced. You breathe into this open lung. And exhale. Releasing down, back in our lunge, as we get ready to come through to pigeon. So as we walk the hips back to make space, so we can bend this front leg. And then walking the back one back, as we lower those hips down. We hold here, breathing in tall in the chest. Exhale, allowing the hips to lower, observing the gentle back bend. So with each inhale, as you grow taller, release in with the exhale. And then as we exhale, as we fold over, walking the palms forward. Whether you're on the elbows or the arms are reached. That chest and head just sink down, nice and comfortable. As we release and ease, allowing that breath to calm and still. And then slowly hailing our way back up, very briefly. And then let's walk our way out. We send that back leg forward to make space through to our all fours. And again, just doing what feels right, whether it's making a figure of 8 with the hips, wiggling the ankles, wrists, whatever. And then, when you're ready, we'll just exhale down very briefly in child. In whatever your comfortable position is. And just using the stillness, observing around the body, feeling the areas that you've worked. Just use the breath to calm and still. And then inhale. Slowly, slowly back up to all fours. So you bring the knees together. And then sending the hips back. So we're in kneeling. Now if it's too much, you can prop something under the feet or maybe above them. As we find the spine long and light. Again, just rooting down. Now, let's work the thighs a little. So, keeping the spine nice and lengthened, so we're not leaning forward or back. Let's inhale as we lift up into high lunge. So, working the thighs as we lift. Can we tuck the toes under? Now you don't do this if it's not nice in the feet. As we exhale, as we lower back down, sneaking a stretch in the feet. And again, inhaling up, spine straight, so we're forced to use the thighs. As we untuck, exhale down. Final one. Inhale up. We tuck those toes under. And exhale. Just for a brief second. And then from here, can we just shift the weight back so we're on the toes? Again, as that spine is lengthened, I'm going to come up to stand. So if you like, as we inhale those arms out to shoulder height, just for balance. And then let's power everything up. Inhale up, work those thighs. Lower the heels. You can drop the arms. You find your strong Tadasana, long and like standing pose. Again, just tuning into the breath as you let everything settle. Shoulders nice and dropped, and that chin slightly tucked in. And then, let's just calm and still the breath as we usually do. So taking your time. Inhale. Slowly reaching those arms up. As those palms come together. And exhale. Down through heart center. Twice more. Now the movement is slow as the breath as you inhale and reach. Look up if you like. As we draw everything back. Final one. And when you're back, leaving the palms at heart center. Shoulders dropped. Let's just ease these wrists off. We've been not using them for a while. So just interlock the fingers. As we inhale, bringing the fists up level with the eyes. And then, with one hand only, just start rotating. So one hand is doing the work, the other one is just following. Now, if you're only going one way, start going the other as well. Just easing around those wrists. And then, as we come back to stillness, let's just send the fingers along one. So interlocked in what feels like the wrong way. Back up at shoulder height, eye level. As we start rotating with the other hand now. As the other one follows. Again as we go both ways. And as we come back to stillness, exhale, lowering the arms down. And you can just give the wrist a nice flick off. And then let's ease the shoulders. So inhale, arms to shoulder height. Reaching them out as you feel that chest expand. As we exhale as one elbow is on top of the other. Now, those arms might wrap around so the palms touch. At the back of the palms is fine. As we inhale, the elbows up to shoulder height. As we root down through the standing feet. Observing the subtle stretch across the upper back. And then, with a slight bend in the knees, let's exhale down to halfway. And that halfway, find that length in the spine. And as you take a big sigh out, just fold down. As we hold it here, maybe you felt that stretch move. When you're ready, with a big inhale, powering through the feet, working the core, back up. As we exhale, unwrapping, reaching them out. And the other side, as the other elbow comes on top. Maybe this side wraps, maybe it's the back of the palms. Again, as we bring the elbows up, rooting down, observing the difference with this side. And with a bend in the knees, as we exhale down to halfway. Finding the length here, as we sigh the breath away, folding down. Holding it here, feeling the release. And a big inhale, lifting up. And exhale as you reach out, unraveling, floating the arms down. If you like, to have a nice shake off. Round off. Lovely. Now, last little bit on the thighs. Let's become warriors. So, from a nice lengthened standing position, let's take a big step forward, roughly a leg distance apart. Front toes forward, the back one's in at 30-45 degrees. And the hips either facing the side or just off slightly. And with the hands on the hips, as we breathe in tall. Let's exhale as we bend this front leg. Now, take a peek as you check your alignment. That knee and ankle, nice straight line. As we reset the chest, breathing in tall as we find the length. You can raise those arms out if you wish. And if you're balanced, you can look over the front fingers. Using the breath as we calm and still. As each inhale, as you feel that chest expand. As we exhale, can we lower down? Lovely. Now one last breath. And then as we inhale, let's power through that front leg as we lift up. Looking forward. Palms to the side. And exhale. Let's tip over the front leg. Now the arm can hang. Maybe you hold the leg. Now we've done a lot on the shoulders. So this top arm, let's just exhale as the palm rests on the lower back. It's keeping the shoulder and chest nice and open. Slowly sinking down with each exhale. And a big inhale again. Let's send everything back up, reaching the arms out. You can sigh them down. As we zigzag these toes in. Back to our standing. Having a little shake off if you like. Ready for the other side. Nice and lengthened. Big exhale. Take a big step forward. The other toes in front and the back ones out. Checking the hips, facing to the side. You're just off. As you breathe in tall. And exhale. Bending the front leg. Again, checking that knee and ankle. Adjust if you need. Breathing in tall through the chest. As we lift those arms, if you like. Looking over the front fingers. As we hold it here. Finding length with each inhale. Gently lowering down as we ease on the exhale. Now tune into the breath. Make it work for you. Lovely. Big inhales. We power that front leg straight. Palms to the side. And exhale over the front leg. Whether you hold, you can reach that arm up. And then exhale as we lower the arm in the air onto the lower back, keeping the chest open. And a nice twist. And a big inhale as we send it all back up, floating the arms down. Can zigzag in, shake it off. And then we're going to work our way back to the floor. As we slow everything down. So you probably want to be about mid-mat, because from our forward fold we're then going to come into dog. We find ourselves nice and tall. So we exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders, have a bend in the knees. So we use the abdominals as brakes, slowly rolling down to the floor. as we work our way through each of the vertebrae, releasing down gently. And when you're down, just let everything hang. Letting the breath settle. With each breath as that lower back releases a little more. And if you're not already, let's just take a hold of the elbows. And let's slowly rock from side to side. One knee can bend as you do. Just easing into each side of the lower back. And then from here, we come back to center and stillness, letting the arms hang. As we inhale, planting the palms, stepping the feet back into downward dog. As we lift the hips up, sinking the chest and head through. Whether you want to enjoy the stillness or have a walk is your choice. In your time, slowly on an exhale, you roll down via all fours and through to child as we sink the chest and head through, down to the mat. You find calm and stillness here. You just draw the attention to the lower back. Each inhale as you fill it with energy. And each exhale, releasing any tension from the area. You let the breath settle, the mind still. When you're ready, inhaling back up to your all fours. As we work into cat, very gently. Inhale as we look up. And exhale, curling as we look down. And as we repeat, observing the difference in the spine now. And when you've worked evenly, back into our flat back position. As we get ready to lie down, come any other way that you like, or as you cross the ankles, rolling over them, scooting to the front of your mat with a nice loose bend in those knees. As we inhale, that chest nice and long, lifting the arms up. As we exhale, curling down from the base of the spine, working the core. So the last thing to lower is the shoulders and the head. And when you're down, you can just hug those knees into the chest. If you like, just having a gentle rock. Or as you squeeze them in and out, just massaging around the lower spine, easing off as required. Now, as we come back to center and stillness. As we inhale those arms out to shoulder height. And you can exhale, just lowering the feet to the mat. Having the chin tucked in, so the back of the neck is long. On your next exhale, just allow those knees to fall to any side. And if it's comfortable, you can gently look over the opposite shoulder. It's giving into the twist. As you breathe into the open lung on this side. And each exhale, you just twist round a little bit more without forcing it. And as we inhale, those knees and head back up. And we exhale, across to the other side. The knees fall. And then gently looking over the other shoulder. So you just ease around. Observing the breath in this open lung. As we ease off with each exhale. And inhale, knees and head back to center. As we inhale this time, just taking a hug around the thighs. The legs can just rest gently on top. You can have a gentle rock if you wish. And then in time, as we inhale, lifting the arms up into the air. And then the legs, to much a bend so everything can just hang. And if you want, you can begin to rotate the wrists and ankles. Just being sure to go both ways. And as you come to stillness, let's give them both a flick off. As we inhale the arms through the legs, as we take a hold of the outer edges of the feet. And here, you can enjoy the stillness and have a gentle rock if you like. Whatever feels right for you. And in time, as we bring the soles of the feet together, very loosely hugging the knees in a little. As we exhale, releasing the feet. And you can send them out or keep the knees bent up as you find your relaxation position. Taking a few breaths to just find your stillness. The body nice and calm and still. The attention drawing only to the breath. As any thoughts drift away from the mind. you observe as the chest rises and lowers with each breath, and the moment of pause between each of the breaths. Do you feel the body as it becomes heavy and still on the mat? And using the breath, we'll work our way around the body. With each inhale, drawing in energy, and each exhale, releasing any tension. And we'll start at the crown of the head. As you draw the breath here, moving to the forehead, and the eyes and nose, mouth and cheeks, chin, jaw and ears, front and back of the neck, sorry, I just dropped off. We'll move to the shoulders. And the elbows. Wrists. Front and back of the palms. Fingers and fingertips. Front and back of the chest. Ribs. Tummy and lower back. Hips and pelvic floor. Front and back of the thighs. Knees. Calves and shins. Ankles. Heels. Balls of the feet. And toes. The whole body. Gently drawing your awareness back to this moment. As you hear the sounds, the air touch your skin. You can begin to wiggle your toes and fingers. You make small movements. If you like, you can inhale as you reach the arms overhead for a gentle stretch out. You exhale, lowering those arms. You hug the knees into the chest. Whether you're having a rock or enjoying the stillness. And in your time, gently exhale as you roll over to any side. You lift yourself up to your comfortable seated position. Gently drawing the attention back to this moment. Do you hear the sounds? The air touch your skin? Do you wiggle the toes and fingers? Do you make small movements? And then gently hugging the knees into the chest for a gentle rock if you wish. Do you roll over to any side for a brief moment of pause? Do you open the eyes here? Do you come up to your comfortable seated position? Whatever that is, finding the spine long and light. We inhale, reaching the arms up. Those palms come together. Exhaling them down through heart center. As we bow our heads, giving thanks. Namaste. Thank you. I apologise for relaxation. I got disconnected, and then apparently when I rejoined it was on mute, so I did talk through it, and it was only when I came up to sit I realised that I was on mute.